Hello, it's Liz here and welcome. Today I'm going to make another entry in my nature journal, which is an altered golden book. I made this entry about the long shadows in the park, and there's another entry with some watercolour butterflies somewhere. I'll come across it. I think it might be. There it's there with the colouring of the butterflies. So today I want to, if we can get this back in, oh, come on, there we are. Today I want to record a trip to a new park we visited. So I've printed off a couple of little pictures and I'm going to make some journaling cards with the pictures, some journaling, and I'm going to pop them in this pocket. Oops, sorry, I was away to the side there. Yeah, I'm going to pop them in there. I'm going to use these two pieces of paper. It's Simple Stories Vintage Botanicals collection, and I'm hoping that they'll pop in there once I've decorated them up. So that's the plan with the journal. So let's move that out the way for the moment. And these are the two cards. These, I print these off using my little tiny receipt printer. I shall go and get it to show you. Yeah, this is a little printer. It was very cheap. The prints aren't great, but I do like them for the journal because it fits in with the kind of look that I'm going for. This kind of junk, vintage, scrappy type look. And I've still got obviously the originals of the photographs, so if I wanted a proper nice copy for a proper scrapbook page or whatnot, then I can easily get one printed off using the big printer. But for the moment, for this journal, I think these are perfect. So this, I don't know if you can see this is Millie in the park, and this is a little picture of the waterfall in the park. So I thought I definitely want these two little photographs as little reminders of the visit. I also at the park picked up this little feather. I just thought it's the tiniest little feather, it just floated down, and I thought I need to pick that feather up because it floated down in front of me, and I'm not superstitious or anything, but you know, there's something about feathers and angels and things, and I just thought I'm going to pick that up as a wee reminder, and so I want to include that somewhere. Yeah, and I'm maybe going to do a little bit of stamping as well. So let's get started with our decoration. I've picked out some bits of ephemera. This is from 49 and Market, and I've got also some leftover Simple Stories butterflies from a previous project, so I might use them. It depends whether it sort of matches in with how I want it to feel. Yeah, and I've also got some leftover pieces of paper from the Simple Stories Botanicals, which I thought matched well because that's what that paper is. So I'm going to do a little bit of, I'll just pull my chain in a little bit, there we are, a little bit of collaging and a little bit of journaling. So let's get started and see what we've got with the papers and pick out some nice bits that are going to go along quite nicely. I do want some writing, so I think we'll have a bit of that, and we'll just start. Maybe I want the edges of that off a little bit. just make it a little bit smaller so that we've got a little bit of room. And we'll do this one at the same time. These little printers, it just Bluetooths to your phone, and then you just go in, and you can also, the little app that comes with the printer, you can print off little cartoony things and or a list of whatever, and so it's quite a fun thing. It's never going to give you the best pictures, but it is quite a fun little thing to have. So let's get Millie there and the waterfall on that one, and let's see what else we can put. Maybe this ticket in the back so that shows up. That's quite good. And maybe, what have we got? Oh, there's a little heart, a stamp and a butterfly. Let's see. I think we'll do something like that for that one. And we will get something similar for this one. Quite like that piece. Just tear off the top. It's upside down, doesn't matter. Maybe a leaf. Oh, there's something nice. Favourite photo. That can maybe find a home there. I think what we'll do is we'll move that onto there. And we'll just keep the feather separate from the collage. In fact, I'll see. We'll maybe do that. That actually looks pretty good right on the top there. And we'll put the photograph somewhere. Need something else for the background. That's too big. Just to join these two bits. Yeah. That's good. Yep. Okay. Let's get all of this out of the way. Okay, and I'm going to do my journaling here. Right, let's get my magazine to do my gluing. Right, let's get this ticket down. Just going to use my glue stick. It was the first time we had gone to this park, and this park is actually closer to us than the park we usually go to, where the cafe is. So we had never been to this park before. We didn't know what it was going to be like. And the reason we hadn't been before was because I thought, and I think my husband thought as well, that it was just a graveyard and a crematorium, because it's called the Linn Park, Linn, Linn Park, and famously a crematorium, Linn Crematorium and Linn Graveyard, and I just thought that's just what I thought it was. But it turns out that next to the creme and the graveyard there is this huge park. Let's put that under there. Yep, a huge park. It has a wood. There's a one of these information boards that tells you that there's been a wooded area there since hundreds of years. Yep. So that's quite interesting. And there's a river, obviously, because there's the waterfall. We'll just put that, I think, there, and I think we'll just use a bit of washi tape to tape that down. Get some washi. Just a narrow piece, I think. With some, here's a pink. Pink stripey. Well, there's one with some trees. Let's try this. If it'll hold. Maybe put a little tiny bit of glue on the back. I don't think that's going to hold it, but we'll try this. I think that'll hold it. Yeah, so we hadn't quite realised how big the park was. Now let's see this ticket. But all sorts of paths and wooded areas. A huge big grass area that's got picnic tables and whatnot. There's a golf course next to it. There's a riding stables. Didn't see any horses that day. Maybe it's closed just now. Yeah, and so I think we'll definitely go back. We'll go back and have a picnic, I think, when the weather gets a bit warmer. For sure. And by then maybe the facilities will be open, because if we take a picnic we'll definitely need to pay a visit to the loo, that's for sure. So I would need the map. The board said that there was toilets behind the golf club, the little building, the clubhouse. So there was public toilets there, but they were all sealed up. So they were. Wait till I just take those little bits off. These were popped out, the 49 in market, from a sheet, so you sometimes get these little tags that are holding the die cuts in place. Put that there, and then there's little tags on that one as well. Yep, and it was there was some people, but it wasn't really busy, which was good. I'm going to put that over there instead of over there. Now I've got this little stamp. Where was that going to be? There. I I'll put it over there as part of the collage, cluster it up. Yeah, so Millie said hello to some other dogs. It seems to be puppy time just now. There's lots of puppies about, but she's very good with the puppies. She just lets them reach up and have a sniff. They have to reach up on their back legs to reach her. She's tall. So I think that's the photographs on. Let me just show you. And a little bit of collage. And now I want to do a little bit now. I'm going to stamp the name of the park. I'm going to stamp it on this one. And I haven't quite decided what colour to use. I've got brown, khaki, grey and black. I think I might use the grey actually. And I'm just going to write first time visit to, and then stamp Lynn Park. How did that happen? Right, oh. I think because my fingers are sticky. I think I'm going to have to keep a wet wipe. Oh, two ends. And when it comes to stamping, I don't mind that I get little notches of ink or some bits don't quite stamp. I think it just gives it the hand stamped look, and that's my excuse. And I quite like it being wonky. Where's the key? There it's here. Here we are. Let's put that away before we have an ink catastrophe. The other inks away. So, first time visit to Lynn Park. We followed the path round to the waterfall. So really in my journaling I just write a few sentences just to remind me of the day and what we saw. There are picnic tables that we might use in future. Let's still rest right over the map. The map at the entrance. Shows toilets, but closed right now. And I've got a little bird stamp just going to that'll do just now. We sat on a bench, so we'll continue the story on the other card. We sat on a bench, and believe it or not, it started to snow. And it started to lightly snow. It was quite funny because there was two young guys walking past when we were sitting, and they're like, "Oh, what's it like to live in Scotland?" Started to lightly snow. And then finishing off, we will be back as it's a great park for Millie. And let's stamp Millie. I'll leave the eye out. Aye. And a little bird. A little bird here. And a little bird there. I'm not going to do it. That seems an obvious place, but I'm not going to do it because it's facing the other way, and that kind of, I always like things to be facing in the way. I don't know why. Oh, and I need my date stamp. Always date, because when you're recording something, journaling something, it's amazing you think you're going to remember. And I just want a little bit of scrap just to make sure this is the 16th. That's when it was. And we'll just put that there. 16th of April. And that's us with our two journaling cards ready to be recorded. And fits in quite well. There was another picture with the little printer of the shadows. And where was it? It was in the middle. Here, it's here in this little pocket. And this one in here, and then this one. So that's the story of the park. First time visit to Lynn Park. Two little pictures in the nature book. So, good. Well, thanks for joining me today, and yeah, see you next time. Bye for now.